Hi, we are Team Java, and we'd like to intro you guys about the app, which is a NUS marketplace app, which is a place where people can trade and sell their stuffs. Yep. So this is a video of our application. Okay, so now I'll go through some of the functions of our application. It's called NUSBuzz, okay, and our group name is called Team Java. J is for Joel here. A is for Alex, the first Alex, and V is for Shrestha Vijaya, who isn't currently with us. She's in US, and the other last A is for the other Alex here. Okay. Okay, so why do we need this NUS market application? Okay, so the students in NUS, if they want to sell something, be it books, electronics, fashion wear, whatever, currently there's no portal for them to do so. So it would be good if there's a portal on an application like eBay for them to sell their stuffs, because there are needs for items to be sold other than textbooks in NUS. Okay, so this is where our app come, NUSBuzz. Okay. Okay. How secure is our application? Okay. Number one, we actually use IVLE API for the login. So all the user data is managed by the IBLE side, by the school side. So there will be no transaction of the passwords or whatsoever. So we won't be able to see or hack into the students' IBLE whatsoever. So it's very secure. Secondly, we also use SSL HTTPS to transmit data between our server and our website. So that's also very secure. And also, there's no cache. We don't handle cache for our application, nor any transactions of online transfer of any kind. Yeah. So, yep. Okay, next I'm going to add features, which I pass to my friend, my teammate Alex.
I'm Alex. Okay, so I'll talk more on the application itself. So there are a few types of people who will use the app. So firstly, right, those who want to sell items. Secondly, who want to buy items, or people who just want to look through the app and see if they see anything they suddenly want to buy. So first, I'll talk on selling. So from a seller's point of view. So when you first log in, right, you actually go to this page, which is the home page. So you can see from a seller point of view, right, then you can actually sell the product by pressing this button. So once you go inside, right, there are a few types of fields you need to fill up. So the one with stars, you are the required fields you need to fill up. So there are additional stuff you can fill up, which is the minimum bid for your items, the condition of the item itself, and you can as well as uploading a picture to attach to the product that you actually want to sell, to let the consumer to see what item it is before clicking into more information of the item. So next, right, is the buyer point of view. So there are two ways to find items. First is through search. The next way is through categories. So I'll talk more on search first. So from home page, right, there's a text box which is used for the searching. So we actually use regex. So you can type the things you want to do, the things you want to search in. Then by clicking the search, right, then we'll give you a list of items that match the keywords. So by clicking into the item itself, right, then there will be information of the item itself. Then whereby the name, the category, the minimum bid, as well as the highest bid of the item. So before, like you want to bid for this item, right, before you bid, you need to know the highest bid in order to outbid the previous bidder. Okay, so next is the actual bidding. Like I said just now, so you need to see the highest bid. So at the top of the item, there are a text box which you can key your bidding. So once it's keyed, right, then you update the highest bid if you are the highest bidder. So next is the category view. So we actually categorize them into the text you fill up when you sell the item. So these are a few categories we created at first. So within the category, right, you can actually see the items, which is similar to what you see during the search. So next, I will pass the slides to my teammate, Joel, who will talk more on the profile itself.
Hi, so my name is Joel, and today I'll be talking to you about a profile. Well, when we actually talk about profile, what do I actually mean? We're not talking about criminal profile, for example, but rather how we can actually edit what you have on the, on the login details itself. So we have a page where you can actually click to edit your profile, and here we have a profile of one of our team members, in this case, Star. And you can see that, for example, like the NUS net ID, the handphone, the email, all these have been scraped from Lappy itself when you first log in and join. And the good thing is you can also have alerts either via through mobile, through either push notifications or through email. And from there, we can proceed to the bids page, which in this case would be a form of a dashboard. And you can choose one of a few items, namely you can choose either all the items that you actually have, or perhaps maybe like items you have bidded for in the past and currently, as transactions. And so, first we go to the page where it's all my items. You can have like various bids, and you can actually see what you have currently bidded for. And also, the current items that you're selling, and also what people have bidded for that item itself, pardon me. And also, second, you can see my items with bidders. You can, for example, see what you have actually placed and bidded for. And you can see that in this case itself, certain items, for example, this transaction that you have with user A0097699, where the bid was actually 800, so it appears in this list itself. One thing we have to disclose is that our app itself relies on the users allowing other users to see their emails. So that is something that is a contract that the users have to agree on, the disclosure of their own emails. So once you click on an item, you can actually compose an email, and this pops up the normal Android screen for you to send emails to. And lastly, we have the option to see the items that you have bidded for from other users. So in this case, for example, you can see that there's this banana, and you have a bid of 1, and you can see that the current bid for the item is at 9. So someone has actually outbidded you, and it's shown here. So the features of NUSBuzz, as we have mentioned in our tagline is buy, sell, and meet. What do we mean by that is when we actually sell the item, you can put your items out for sale, you can actually transact items, you can see what other items people have put up for sale and buy that item, and meet up with the person itself on campus or perhaps maybe out of campus. We have the option to allow you to search for items. This is supported by regex itself. Our whole app implements a regex functionality to search for items. Thirdly, you can do the bidding of items through our system. And also fourth, there's a category view for you to see items. And fifth, our profile. So one thing we have to note about our app is that it's pretty much scalable, because instead of being deployed on, let's say, your normal Apache stack, what we have done is to wrap it around various technologies that are available pretty recently. For example, our whole server stack is built on Node itself. It's deployed in Node. Our backend database is running on NoSQL. So you have all our stuff is stored as JSON. In fact, our images itself is also stored as a form of JSON, and it's chunked within our database. So there's no exact files that you can see in our server. It's deployed on AWS EC2. So because we use Node and we use Mongo, you can actually have various instances. For example, let's say you want to deploy it on maybe NUS, overseas campuses. You can have one launching in maybe Atlanta. Our server is based in Atlanta, but there's also one in Singapore. So you can have 2 servers, and then you can load balance it of sorts. And to actually deploy our endpoints, our API endpoints, we actually use Express, which allows us to serve RESTful API. So in case maybe our front end, it doesn't look that nice, or perhaps you want to develop it further, you can trash it. You can replace it with, or you can even have a third-party kind of app which communicates with our REST API. Yep. So, yep. And we have a teaser as well at this website, this URL called NUSBuzz.com, which just gives a brief info into our website. And the voting. So we could show you the website itself. Yep. So this is our teaser, and so we have a video we have our idea, platforms that we have, and a voting page. So, yeah. Are you ready to support us? Yeah, so thank you. You have any questions you might want to ask us about it?
How do you see yourself different from eBay?
Well, eBay in itself, it's a form of something that really has a market presence, a more established market presence. Mm-hmm. But you see, what eBay doesn't have is that network, that NUS network that, you can't just get emails, extracting it from NUS. You need someone who's actually in NUS to do that. And let's say if you were to get eBay to create something that isn't that localized, then they start using emails, then there'll be a violation of privacy rights, right?
Depends.
Yeah. You can meet on campus, and rather than going through all that stuff itself. I mean, an acknowledgement is that there's a pretty big market presence, but yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. So to help with my understanding, so your application pretty much drives off from the bidding model for all the things that you're buying and you're selling, or there's things that are pretty much, it's a marketplace, not a bidding place. So is your application focusing on bidding as part of the purchase model?
In a way, yeah.
Yes, correct. Currently, the only method you can get an item is by bidding for the item. Yeah, so it's very much like eBay, but there's no buy it now option. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you want to get the item, you bid for it. You get overbid, you don't get the item. Yeah.
Okay. So another part which I want to know is, of course, you have the camera when you try to sell and things like that. Any other features that you make use of from the phone, native phone features that you make use of, whether there's any location-based feature that you make use of, things closer to you or the same faculty building or whatever?
No, we don't have any location-based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
Can users define their own categories?
Currently, no. We preset all the categories for them. So the categories in the drop-down box in
Yes, I saw. But would you allow users to create their own categories in the future? And if so, how would you control those categories?
I can clarify. There are two main things that are in our app itself. One is the categories, and one is actually what we term as micro categories and macro categories. Macro categories, we have predefined them, but micro, in this case, would be other categories, subcategories that the user can actually key in. And these have already been processed, comma delimited and stuff like that, so that the user can actually predefine what small categories that he wants to slot it into himself. That's that. Answer your question? Sorry?
You're talking about the text, is it?
Yeah, the text. But it's, we split it into various categories, so they are not just one string itself.
So the micro categories can be defined by user?
Micro can. Yeah.
this part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this category, it's
Predefined.
yeah.
How would... Okay, another question. How would a user know if he or she has been outbidded? Would there be any notifications?
currently there's no notification, but the user can go to the bits. This bits page to check whether any of the items that he or she has bidded for have been outbidded. So in this example, the NUSBuzz CLK, he has been outbidded.
Okay, last question. Do you have any, what's your main selling point for this app?
The main selling point is actually that there is no portal, like there's an old textbook forum for selling old textbooks, but you can't really sell other stuffs that are not textbook related in NUS. Like if you have used electronics or you have used like stationaries that you want to sell to your juniors or other faculty friends, but there's no portal for him or she to do so. So this is the portal to do so, and it makes it very easy to do so with our application.
All right, thanks.
So I was looking at the video that you guys posted at the NUSBuzz. You say you can get alerts via SMS or email. How does SMS work? Oh, it's not there yet.
Well, currently, I mean, in this iteration, it's not really.
Okay, so it's an email
implemented yet. Because what you have for SMS is where we actually took a look at how we are going to implement it as Ohio and stuff like that. But I mean, it's paid, and currently, yeah, the ones that are free outside there are like we don't really trust that they will protect the privacy of our end users.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they might actually use it for marketing purposes and stuff like that. And yeah, so but it's definitely it should be pretty easy to implement because it's just a REST API and you just connect it over, right? Yeah.
Okay, so is there so you have the mobile version. Is there a browser version for this? Because I mean, I'll think that if let's say I am couch surfing, I'm not going to do it on a mobile because this seriously looks like mobile web to me lah. So if I can have it on a bigger form factor, it'll be easier for me to kind of second-hand shop. Yeah, and the interface thing needs some tweaking as well. Not very.
Yeah, I mean the whole interface was actually deployed in jQuery, but
jQuery mobile.
Yeah, for ours, our backend and front end is pretty much decoupled. So the API, in fact, yeah, I mean it runs pretty well on a mobile browser. It in fact works, and then we actually packaged it, wrapped it around into mobile app. So that's how it came about. But let's say, for example, maybe you want to use some other, web interface, web framework to develop your front end. Then you can just plug that in, and you just use we have an API documentation where you can just link it over, the endpoints. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the add-on, if you want to view the application on your laptop or your iPad, it's also available. Like, yeah, because it's just a web app, so you can actually just do so.
Because it's basically jQuery mobile, ma.
Yeah, correct.
The default template.
So you just appear the same here, and you just log in, and everything's the same. Yep. So bigger screen, small screen, everything's the same.
But you guys think cater for a smaller screen, I realize.
Pardon?
In the demo, one of the page had the text box on the other line. In your phone, I think. Just now we were doing the demo.
Oh yeah, we used this emulator to film it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Because it was because in your video it looks nice both side by side, but in the demo just now it wasn't side by side.
Yeah. This emulator shows the thing on the other line.
Yeah. Overall, quite simple idea, not bad. Probably just some tweaking here and there, but others should be okay now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.